looking back on the memories that I have, and many of you share, of this dear, sweet gentleman that served with us, I tried to think of the things that I would say to memorialize him today. And I came up with 6 words that all start with the letter F to describe Bam. Gentleman from Rudy talked about him being a friend. And never in my life have I ever met a more friendly person who cared about everyone that they truly interacted with. A true friend. Would ask personal questions, sometimes at inappropriate times. But he really did care and want to know what was going on in the lives of his friends. And he never met anyone that wasn't a friend. My wife Jessica and Maddie, our daughter Maddie, they loved Bam. He was a friend to them. I can think when Bam would come to visit us, Maddie didn't want anything to do with her dad and mom. She just wanted to play with her friend Bam. What an awesome testimony, and what a great person he was. The second F that the gentleman from LaRue also related to was the word food. You've never seen a spectacle like a meal with Bam Carney. You were going to get at least one appetizer for the whole table on his bill. But he was going to share it with everyone, at least one. If they had nachos, nachos were coming. If they had wings, wings were coming. Whenever we played golf, and we played many, many rounds together. Back when we were in the minority, we didn't have anything to do up here but complain, throw bombs, and then go play golf. And usually by hole number 2, the question was coming out, where are we going to eat after this? I'm starving. He planned his meals, and it was a spectacle to watch him eat. The third F would be Frankfurt, and that relates to his public servants. He truly was a public servant, representing Taylor and Adair counties and his beloved Taylor County. I mean, we're all wearing these Cardinals today, not because we're Louisville fans, but because of the Taylor County Cardinals. Not that there's anything wrong with Louisville, but that's why we're all wearing those. He was a great public servant, and you know, it's becoming kind of eerie to me about the years that I've been here. Every once in a while, when somebody makes an impact in this body, they will go and put your name after you leave here on a desk. And a gentleman from Kenton 69 is sitting at the seat where Bam sat last, and his name is permanently etched on the side of it with his memorializing his service to this great commonwealth. The fourth F is forgiveness. He was a friend to all, and never in my life have I ever seen anybody that held no grudges. He'd get mad, and I mean mad. He was not slow to anger, but he'd get over it in a great big hurry. And he would forgive, and I would pick at him, and he would always come back and forgive me. But sometimes, if he really, really, really got mad at somebody, and he knew he was going to forgive him, he would whisper in my ear to be mad at him because he knew I could hold a grudge. The fifth F is family. And we served together for many years. And he talked about his family all the time, but I never met him. I met the boys a couple times when he got sworn in. That he brought Chase and Ethan up here, but I didn't realize until Bam got sick how much his family meant to him and how much they meant to each other. It is a blessing, and if everyone had the love and the support of that type of family in their lives, it would be a much, much better place. They are the most eating, praying, loving, hugging bunch of people I've ever met. And this pandemic has been very hard on people who love to fellowship together. And the final F that I think of when I think of my friend is his faith. I roomed with him too. And he would blare K-Love in the morning when he was getting ready. Now, it was very rare that he was getting ready before me because Bam did like to sleep in. And as he struggled with that disease over the final months of his life, I talked to him one day and he said, the doctors told me that I wasn't progressing quite at the pace that they thought he would be at that point before it went wrong in the other way. But I told him, I said, don't worry about it, Bam. Just tell that doctor next time he says it, my name's Bam Carney. I've never been on time to anything, and I don't plan to be on time for this recovery. But his faith was strong. I mean, I know of, he'd go to a Cincinnati Reds baseball game and sit there in a rain delay after he went and bought everybody in the group ponchos out of it with money that he didn't have, just, to give, sitting there reading his Bible at a Cincinnati Reds baseball game. And in the last days of his life, every time I talked to him, every time anybody I know talked to him, he would say the same thing. I want to go home. And we realized he wasn't talking about Taylor County. He was ready to go home, to be with his Lord and his Savior, where I know that I will see him again. To paraphrase 2 Timothy 4:7, Bam fought the good fight. He finished his course, and he kept the faith. Mr. Speaker, I yield back to the gentleman from LaRue.